today's video, we are going to be toning my hair. So I went down south last week and my hair is a little bit more yellow than I like it to be now because of that trip. You know, sun, ocean can really yellow our blonde hair. So I'm going to show you what I do to tone it. Now, I used to tone my hair all the time because I was a bleach and tone. So bleach would remove the color from my hair, make it light, and then I would tone it to get rid of the yellow that was left behind from the bleach and give me the desired tone of blonde. I don't usually tone my blonde hair anymore because I now use dye to make my hair blonde, and the dye lifts and replaces the pigment with a new tone, therefore eliminating the need of a secondary toner. However, we can still tone it if it is feeling too yellow, so that's what we're going to do today. We are going to be using Matrix, their ColorSync line. This is my favorite one for toning all of my blonde clients and myself. I'm going to be using the shades SPA, which stands for Sheer Pastel Ash, and 10P, which is a level 10 Pearl. So I'm going to be mixing those in equal parts, mixing it with 10 volume peroxide, and leaving it on my hair for 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so I washed my hair. I didn't condition. That's personal preference. I feel like my hair takes better if I don't condition before I tone it, but you certainly can condition if your hair is way too tangly to brush through. Anything like that, then add conditioner. Mine, I feel like brushes through fine without conditioner, and I prefer the way the toner takes to my hair without conditioner. But again, personal preference, not a hard and fast rule. So again, I'm gonna mix these in equal parts. I'm gonna do about 20 grams of each, and then 40 grams of developer, because that's a total of 20 grams of color and 20 grams of developer. You don't have to use 40 grams. It's going to depend on how thick your hair is, how much hair you have. All that's really important for this formula is that it's equal parts. So now we will measure. I always measure using a scale because that is the most accurate way to measure. They do have little measurements on the tubes. On the sides, you can go by that, and then a little measuring cup for your developer. But again, measuring by weight is the most accurate way to measure. All right, so we're just gonna mix all that up. We're gonna put it on our hair. We're gonna let it sit and marinate. I know there are a lot of questions usually about toning your hair. There's a lot of misinformation, incorrect videos out there. The thing is, toning hair is actually a lot more complicated than one might realize. There's a lot of factors that go into what type of toner you might choose, how long you would leave it on, what colors you would pick. It's not as simple as this toner will make this happen, because it just isn't that simple. That's just not how it works. So if you have questions, leave those in the comments below. I will make another video answering as many of those questions as possible, but I will say that it took me a solid 5 to 6 years into my career to feel exceptionally confident in my toning skills. I obviously learned the concept of toning and how to tone, but you know, I was often not getting the results I wanted, or having to retone things, or not 100% sure what I was going to choose to achieve what the client was asking, because toning is tricky and it does take a long time and a lot of hands-on experience to fully learn it. There are a lot of people out there, videos out there, that make it seem like toning is no big deal, and maybe they have their toner formula down pat and it works perfect, but this is what leads to a lot of frustration from other people who then try to replicate their results and don't get the same results, because dyeing hair, toning hair, all of those things is complicated. It can seem quite simple, but the actual science behind it and the ins and outs and all the specifics are quite complicated, and that is why us as professionals go to school and spend many, many years taking classes, even after we're licensed. I literally just signed up for a class in April for a new toning product that I'm interested in. So I will take more education to learn how to use that properly. Just because I'm a professional doesn't mean I automatically know how to make all the best decisions about something that I've never used before. So just something to keep in mind. I'm an advocate. If you feel comfortable dyeing your own hair at home, toning your own hair at home, and it's something you really want to do, go for it, try it. But just be realistic and understand that it is more complicated than it sometimes seems. So I'm just taking, oh, I almost dropped it. That would be a disaster. Normally I do this in my salon, but the lighting down there for videos is terrible. So I brought it up here, but I would be pissed if I dropped that on my carpet. Okay, so yeah, I'm just taking small sections, going through everywhere from like the roots and then just dragging it down, not for any reason other than that just helps to keep it organized and make sure that I don't miss any spots. You don't want to take sections that are too thick, otherwise the middle of that section that's sandwiched in between likely won't receive any product. So you want to keep the sections relatively thin so the product can kind of make its way through the entire section. And we're just gonna get it everywhere. You want to be relatively quick with your application if you can. You want to start your timer once you're finished application, but applying toner really should only take a few minutes. If it takes you half an hour to apply toner, I mean, that part of that toner is going to be done before you've even finished putting it on. So you need to be relatively quick with a product like this because it has a quite quick processing time, and that's just how it works. It is faster to tone someone else's hair. I can probably get toner on most of my clients' hair in like 3 minutes. On my own hair, it definitely takes a few more minutes than that, but it still shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes, absolute maximum. All right. So now all my roots are saturated, and I've just got this like rest of my hair. And so what I do here is I just mush it on. Now, this is not the most efficient way, the best way to do it. The reason I don't mind doing my hair this way and not taking small sections and running it through each section, A, that takes longer, and B, my hair is not raw lift. Okay, raw lift is like when you bleach your hair and then it comes out of the bleach, and that's a raw lift if nothing's been put on it. My hair is not raw lift blonde right now. It has some residual toner left. I just want to add a layer of toner on top to freshen it up, make it look less yellow after being on vacation. So, you know, if a couple of my strands or a section gets missed, it's really not going to make a huge deal. In this case, if I had a full head of raw lift, I would absolutely take my time to make sections and make sure that I got everywhere. But also because my hair is so thin, I mean, look, I can tell now that it has saturated everywhere. If your hair is really thick, you're definitely going to have to take more sections, even if you're doing it the fast and sloppy way like I just did. But perk to having thin hair, it's pretty easy to get all that on. So I'm going to let this sit for 15 to 20 minutes. I'll see how it's looking, and then I will show you what it looks like, and then we're going to rinse it off, and I'll show you the final product dry. All right, so it's ready to rinse off now. So if you look closely, you'll see some of my areas, especially around the front, yeah, things like that, are looking a little silvery purple. That's normal. Those parts of my hair are naturally a bit lighter, so they're going to take on more pigment from the toner. There are also parts of my hair that are more porous, so also going to take on more pigment. I don't worry too much about this. A couple shampoos and the pigment evens itself out. If you hate those areas looking overtoned for a few shampoos, the solution is to formulate differently. Know the areas that are going to take more of the pigment from your toner and tone it with more warmth in it to make it match. But honestly, literally 2 to 4 washes and it's all the same color. And when it's dry, it's really not even that noticeable. So it's all ready to go. I'm gonna go wash this out, dry it, and show you what it looks like. All right, all done, all toned, and looks amazing. It's not a huge difference. The hair was still very blonde before, but now it's just gotten rid of that like little bit of brassiness. It just looks super nice, super platinum. It's not white, it's not silver, just very platinum. Those areas where it looked a bit more silver or purple, you can see those are the areas here where it looks a little bit more white. But again, I don't think it looks bad, and even if it did bother you, you could definitely, that will definitely go away after you've washed it, and it'll all be a very seamless color. But I think it just adds some really pretty natural brightness around the face. This is one of my go-to platinum blonde toners for a lot of people. Turns out nice in a lot of circumstances. So again, let me know in the comments if you have any questions about toner, and I can make a video answering all those if there's a bunch, or I can just answer them in the comments if there's only a few. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found this helpful. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Like and subscribe if you don't already do so. And thank you so much for being here with me today. Bye, guys.